Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're playing with some more Wet n Wild products because I'm a little bit fixated on them at the moment. And yeah, so I repurchased Nude Awakening in the new packaging, and there's definitely a little bit of a formula upgrade and some slight differences. So we're going to talk about that between the newer formulation and the original. I think this is the original. Anyway, I also picked up 2 more blushes from Wet n Wild. I got one of the Mega Sticks in the shade Dusty Pink that is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I got one of their new lip and cheek stains in the shade Rosy Romance. So we're gonna play with these today and see how they perform. Create an eye look with Nude Awakening and use another one of the lip oils. Today we're using Vintage Society. And of course, pulling some other Wet n Wild favorites such as the Tinted Hydrator. So yeah, if you want to see how all this comes together and hang out with me and talk about these amazing blushes and more good stuff from Wet n Wild, just go ahead and keep on watching. Before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know down below some of your Wet n Wild favorites. And yeah, let's go ahead and just get into the makeup. Okay, good morning. Hello. So, yesterday I filmed a video talking about all my favorite products from Wet n Wild. Well, I ended up going over to Walgreens that evening and ended up buying a replacement for Nude Awakening, which is the original. I bought the new updated version of it, and there is a formula difference. Like, this is definitely improved formulation wise. A lot nicer feeling in swatch. Like, it's creamier, just smoother, and I think they've tweaked some of the shades just enough to make them a little bit more universally flattering. Like this shade right here is just a touch warmer and a nice kind of more just taupe shade, whereas in the original one it is a bit more like a kind of grayish undertone to it. You can see the difference. It's way cooler in the original one. I think they just made it a bit more of a functional, neutral shade rather. And this shade right here, which is this one, definitely has a little bit more sparkle to it, a little more impact. This one looks a little browner in this one, but they look the same in swatch. This shade's definitely got a little more oomph to it. And then of course you have the nice dark brown and black. So yeah, the shimmers in here are a little bit prettier, a little bit smoother, just a little bit more impact from them than in the original, but still just a very nice color story. I'm going to swatch everything kind of matched up on my arm and show you what they look like in comparison. Is this like a super relevant thing? No, but this is just me doing things for science for me. So let me swatch these out and we can kind of compare them. So along the bottom here is the new version of Nude Awakening. And then at the top, we have the old version. Okay, so some of the differences are in color. The shades are ever so slightly different. Not really enough to notice. It's mostly just like with the shimmers, there might be a slightly different undertone. I think this color is prettier in the new palette, this peachy shade. It's definitely more pigmented, has a bit more of a gold sheen to it, just a little bit more impactful. These 2 shades I can't tell apart in the new palette, whereas in the old one was definitely warmer than the other one. So there was a bit more of a difference. One had a bit more gold in it, but the new one, I honestly can't tell these 2 apart at all. And then with this one, like, there's a lot of redundancy here. We could have done without both of those shades and had something else in there, maybe like a silver or a metallic taupe or something like that. Anyway, in the original one, there's a little bit more nuance between those 3 shades, but the formulation is nicer in the new one. With the mattes are creamier and a lot more pigmented. I think in swatch for sure, you can see kind of the difference there. These are just a little bit drier feeling. And yeah, it's just a bit creamier. But for the most part, it's the same palette, just updated and a little bit improved. And yeah, the taupe shade right here is definitely just a hair warmer in the new one. But to me, this one right here is one of the prettiest upgrades. This one. I know these are not the best swatches. I'm not great at swatching. But I just want to kind of give you just a brief comparison between the two and show that there are some slight differences, but they're not differences that I think will make a huge impact or that you would really notice that much, especially if you didn't have the original. I mean, the formulas on the mattes is so much better, and there's just a little more richness, a little bit more pigmentation in them, and creaminess. And I prefer the layout. I think it just looks nicer, looks neater than the original as well. Like, it just looks, the presentation is just a little bit more appealing. So yeah, these three definitely have more differences in them than these three do in the new one. Like these two, like I can see in the mirror in the reflection that this one is a little bit warmer, a little more gold like this one, but in swatch they look almost exactly the same. It's a little redundant with that shade, but that's, I mean, that's being really nitpicky. It's being really picky for a super affordable palette here that overall is wonderful. So we're gonna do a look today with this and kind of go glam with it. And hopefully, I mentioned in the intro that we do have a couple of new blush products to play with from Wet n Wild. Now, I told you the other day, or showed the other day, that I picked up Current Jam in the Mega Glow Stick. I picked up the one called Dusty Pink last night. And the difference is Dusty Pink is cooler and a bit more shimmery. So let me swatch that out. How pretty is that? It's like a bit of a pinkier version of Peach Bombs. Oh, it's so pretty. It is so pretty. So let me show you what it looks like next to Current Jam. It's Current Jam and Dusty Pink. Very pretty. I love these colors. One's basically just a bit more of a shimmery version than the other, and a hair bit cooler, but not a huge difference. And I picked up one of their new lip and cheek stains, and I got this in the shade Rosy Romance, which just looks like a pretty neutral, nice, my kind of color shade. And big doe foot applicator. It's a nice kind of warm rosy color. It has a matte finish, feels very kind of powdery, very nice texture. Very smooth kind of silicone texture. So I like the way that feels. But yeah, okay, let's get started on a look. I will definitely be trying out both those blushes today. To start the look out, I'm going to go in with the shade right here. And we're going to bring that through the transition area and socket line. We'll do that on a fluffy brush. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit while we do the eyes. And this is just a large fluffy brush from Sonia Kashuk. Yeah, the blend of this shade is a little bit prettier, like it blends out prettier. I almost bought that big whatever nudes palette, but I don't, it to me, again, it was kind of a redundant palette. I don't need all those colors for in my collection when I could get this one that's a little more curated. It feels, I don't know, it feels a little bit more cohesive and less redundant, even though this one also has a little redundancy. I wanted to get the other one called, I think it's called Lights Out, and it's got a forest screen in it and like some really pretty kind of pewtery tones, but the only one they had on the shelf was broken. So now I'm gonna go to a smaller brush. We'll do a Precision Firm blender, and let's take a little bit of that reddish color right here and start to build that into the socket. So I'm gonna start by patting it right here on the outer corner. And we'll just let that flow over a little bit. And we'll let it blend into that transition shade. Alright, I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. I think we'll do the Precision Firm blender. That brush is too big for what I need. Much better. Okay, I'll go back to that transition shade. And just diffuse that. It's looking nice. Okay, now let's go in with this kind of plummy satin brownie color. It's a weird tone. It's kind of metallic, a little bit satin. Like it could function either way. Like if you blended it out, it could definitely go a little more metallic, a little more satin. I'm gonna put this right out here. To add a little depth. I'm just going to diffuse that into that burgundy color. Doing just the tiniest bit of the burgundy on this fluffy brush and just grazing it to create a nice little blend there. And I'm going to go with that matte cream that's in here. Just brow bone. And I want to take that shade right here. It's really pretty peachy shade that's got the most impact. Onto the lid. Just taking my finger for the kind of initial application here. And then I'm going to take a little brush and soften that out. I'm going to go with a bit more of that plummy color. Just right here. Kind of like those married together. Alright, and then I'm going to take the lightest champagne-y color right there and go in the inner corner. Alright, well, it's like a soft metallic cream. Alright, the brow just a little bit with it. Now I'm going to take the matte black in here and do a little bit of liner. My outer corner on the side is a little watery, but not too bad, so hopefully we'll be okay. I'm just going to press that at the lash line. Okay, just softening that up a little bit. A tiny bit of that matte black right out here. I know I got a little messy sitting there blending. I always get messy. It's just kind of my process, is to be super messy with my eyeshadow. It's the way she goes. Okay, for foundation today, we're going to use the Tinted Hydrator. It's so good. It's such a good one. I think I might like it more than the Photo Focus Super Dewy or Extra Dewy or whatever, or just Dewy. But, I mean, it's a tough call, but this is gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous on the skin. Pop that on with a damp sponge. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of cream bronzer and concealer, and then we'll be back for the blushes. Let's breeze through the lower lash line real quick. I'm not going to do anything super special. I'm just going to put a little bit of probably this shade right here, and maybe a little bit of this one, and just do something just to balance out the upper lid a little bit. Nothing crazy, nothing too elaborate. I'm going to throw some mascara on real quick. Alright, let's talk about this blush now that we have some mascara on. First, let's talk about this one. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Cheap and Lip. I don't remember the price point. I'll have that on the screen. But yeah, I have the shade Rosy Romance. Let's try it on lips and see how that looks, because it does say you can do that. That's not a color that I would put on my lips, but I think it's a pretty color for the cheeks. It's a little pale. But let's go ahead and put a little on the cheeks here and see how that goes. I'm gonna take it on a buffing brush. I'm just gonna do this to start and see how that does, and tap it out. Maybe we'll do this. This isn't a super pigmented shade, so I think we can kind of have a little bit more grace with it, you know? That's pretty. That's a very fresh color. If you're super fair skin tone, that's gonna be a really nice shade for you. It's very effortless. So that's pretty. That's pretty. Is it like anything crazy special? No, but I really do enjoy the formula. I like the way that feels. It has a nice kind of smoothing quality to it. It feels really good. We'll see how we can build it up as well. Good. Pop some over here. Now, I never really like going straight off a doe foot or anything onto the face. I usually take a brush and pick up product that way because I feel like it just applies better. It's a very, very natural shade, which is nice. I don't think I have any blushes that really look like that. They're just so subtle and natural. I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it, and I really do love the formula, and they are blending very easily. I think there's about 4 or 5 shades. I don't know, wasn't that excited about the shade range, except for like this one. This one looked the nicest, most kind of like a me shade. Ooh, that is buildable. That's nice. Pretty. That's pretty. It's pretty. It's a sweet, soft blush color. I'm not mad about it. And again, the formula is really nice feeling. And it is building really well. Pretty good. Pretty good. If they come out some more shades, I'll definitely look into them. There was a berry one that looks really nice, but I mean, I don't need another berry blush. I don't really wear the ones I have very often, but they do have some other shades. I think they had a peachy shade and like a coral, just kind of typical colors. Yeah, I'm liking the way that looks. That's pretty. And again, easy to apply and blend. Looks very natural. I like that. Okay, let's put a bit of this one over top. This is the Mega Glow blush in the shade Dusty Pink. So pretty. It's so pretty. Something very satisfying about this color. I'm going to do the same kind of technique here. And we're going to pop that right up here, a little bit higher up on the cheeks. That's nice. That is nice. That's a pretty color. Yep. Gorgeous glow from this. Very pretty. Yep. Love it. Just instantly love it. I think those blushes are really pretty. Definitely. Nice products. I'm going to throw in a little lip liner. I'm going to do MAC Spice for my lip liner today. And over top of this, we're going to take the Wet n Wild lip oil in the shade Vintage Society. Alright, and here is our look all complete. I think it came out really pretty. Like, this looks like a high-end eyeshadow look. Like, I mean, the eyes look like I used any high-end palette. I like the way the colors work together. Definitely blendable, easy to use, really nice quality, especially considering the price point. It's really nice, and I think it's just a good kind of basic color story, but a basic color story with a little bit of interest and fun to it. Pretty nice. Love the lip look. This shade right here, this shade right here, Vintage Society. I think it looks really nice with the eye look. Pairs in, has a nice bit of warmth to it. The blushes were, I think, definite home runs. The Mega Glow in Dusty Pink is so pretty. It has the most beautiful sheen to it and shimmer and tone. It's really, really unique and cool looking, and I'm a big fan of that. The little cheek and lip stain, also really nice formulation, easy to use, buildable, blended like a dream. Can't complain. Really nice. So yeah, this was the shade Rosy Romance. Pretty good stuff. Okay, I thought it'd just be fun though to sit and play with some more Wet n Wild makeup, and let me know again if you have any more favorites from Wet n Wild. Drop them in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky.